Hello and good afternoon. If you're watching this live or on the replay, we are on day 3 of me going live every day, coming to give you tips on just how to show up for yourself, for your brand, for your business. And we have a very good topic today. We have already talked about why showing up may feel hard. We've talked about momentum, and now we're going to talk about consistency, right? So, I am Ebony Rose. I am a social media consultant. If you have stumbled upon my channel, welcome. If you are new here, please make sure you click like, hit subscribe, share it with someone that may find this helpful. I'm just, I just decided to I had this idea and I was like, I'm like kind of like testing this out for myself. And I just want to be able to give some good tips to whoever may need to hear it, right? So that's what I'm doing for the full month of February. I'm going to be coming on here every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to give you some tips on how to show up for your business, what helped me, what helped some of my clients. So that is what this whole series is about, showing up for your business. So today, I'm going to be talking about why consistency isn't your real problem. A lot of people, um, struggle with this. Okay, so most people aren't inconsistent. Um, they're stuck for a different reason, right? A lot of people just say, "Oh, I just need to be more consistent." Okay, well, what does that look like to you? And if you feel like you just need to be more consistent, what are you being consistent with, right? So let's just talk about a few things. When people think the problem is just being consistent, like just doing it, people don't think about the process, structure. I found that structure helps me stay consistent. When I know clearly what I want to do and I build a structure, whether it be a timeline, whether it be some type of schedule, some type of notes, that helps me stay consistent. Posting schedules, that may not work for everyone, but that works for me. So, like a posting schedule, whether I'm doing like a month long series or like I'm posting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever the schedule is, a posting schedule helps me, right? Planners, alarms, accountability partners, all of that stuff, right? All of those things help me to stay consistent. But the real issue, it doesn't come from, saying, oh, I just want to be consistent. The real issue comes from uncertainty, right? You may be unsure what you're going to say when you go live or whatever. Or it doesn't even have to be live. Like you could be planning a workbook. You could be planning an ebook. You could be planning a webinar. You could be planning a 30-day posting challenge. You could be doing and working on anything, but it's not going to help you be consistent if you're uncertain about what it is you're doing. So you have to get clear on your why. You have to know why you're doing it. You need to know who you're talking to. Who is your key audience? Like who are you trying to solve problems for, right? You don't second guess, even if it's even working. Like don't sit there and say, oh, I'm posting this, I don't even know if I want to keep doing this. Maybe I should revamp it. Stick with something for a little bit longer than, I don't know, maybe a week or two and see what happens, but don't start to second guess and overthink. We kind of talked about that in the last few days. When you're clear on showing up, it doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like you're forcing it. It feels natural to you and it's going to come through to your audience. When you feel comfortable with what you're doing, when you feel clear about what you're putting out there to people, it's going to look natural because you're going to know what you're talking about, because you're going to give yourself time to put things together. You're not going to second guess. You are going to build a structure for yourself and things are going to run smoothly for you. So let's talk about forcing, right? We don't want things to feel forced. So why forcing consistency will backfire? because it will backfire, right? You show up and you're resentful, you may be tired, and you may say things like, oh, I don't really know what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to post this anyway, or I'm going to go live and just hope that people show up, or I'm going to put this ebook out and hope people purchase it, or I'm going to create this webinar and I hope people attend. You rush your content, so there's probably some mistakes in there. There's probably some misspelling. I've been there. I've done that. And sometimes even now I have to catch myself when I'm creating content, not just for myself, for my clients too, because, you know, people, their lives get busy and you rush content. You don't take the time to sit, to plan things out, and it becomes rushed. And then you get overwhelmed. And then what happens? You disappear again, right? Because there's no structure. There's no planning. There's nothing set for you to stay consistent. So you cannot sustain what you don't believe in. If you don't fully believe in something that you're putting out there, you're not going to be able to sustain it. You're going to get burnt out very, very quickly. And it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for your brand. And it's not going to be good for your audience. They're going to wonder where you went. They're going to say, girl, you were consistent for these few months and then you just disappeared. What happened? You didn't fully believe in yourself and the work that you were doing, so you weren't able to sustain it. Okay. So let's shift our thinking. Let's shift how we show up, and let's begin to so instead of saying, how do I stay consistent? We're not going to say that anymore. Instead of saying that, we're going to ask ourselves, what am I unclear about? Do I fully grasp what I'm trying to put out there to my audience? What is my why? What is my message? Who am I speaking to? And how can it help them? Those are the questions that we need to ask instead of saying, well, how can I stay consistent? Because again, a lot of people think consistency means showing up every day, showing up. Some people think it's like once or twice a day. Consistency is what works for you, right? Some people on YouTube, they'll go live every Thursday because that works for them in their schedule, because maybe they have to go back and edit some videos and then they post, a video every Thursday because that works for them. So their audience knows, oh, this channel is going to be on every Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm going to make sure I tune in. I'm going to have my notifications on because I know that they're going to come on every single time the same day, right? That is what consistency builds, right? And we talked about momentum yesterday. So your consistency will build the momentum that you're looking for once you believe in what you're trying to put out there. And then you'll be able to sustain it better because you learn your schedule. You learn what you can and cannot do. You don't want to get so burnt out to where you're doing things and you're overextending yourself, right? So we have to be clear about what it is that we're putting out there. We can't just put things together and just be like, oh, this is going to be viral. This is going to hit. Everybody's going to watch this. Everybody's going to like this. You may get 2 or 3 likes, and that needs to be okay with you, especially when you're first starting out. You can expect to go and put some content out there and expect millions of people to watch. It just doesn't work that way. You have to build this muscle. You have to work at your consistency. That starts with being clear with what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. Okay, so if this video, this is a short one, but I really wanted to, and we're going to be talking about consistency throughout this whole month. But this one is a big thing that I hear from not just myself, but my clients. Being consistent, it's like this thing that just hovers over us. And many people think it's one thing, but it's really not. And you have to think about where you're at right now in your business. And if you need to revamp, if you need to rebrand, if you need to clarify your message more, do people really understand what it is that you do? Do people really understand what it is that you're offering? And like when they go to your website or they go to your social media, if you have social media, now you could have a website and no social media, right? Or you could have social media and no website. Wherever your clients are going, if they go to your sites or your platforms, are they clear about what it is that you do, right? Are they clear about what it is that you're offering? If they're confused, that may be a sign that you need to go back to the drawing board and say to yourself, what am I unclear about? And then write those notes down, do some brainstorming, get with a social media consultant or strategist at like myself, where you can help map out your thoughts and get a clear understanding of what it is that you're trying to do, because that's going to help you in the long run with your audience. And that's going to help you in the long run with you and your business, and managing your business and the structure of everything that it is that you're trying to do. So I hope that this helped. I go over all of this with my clients in my 3-month program, which launches March 1st. Enrollment is now open. So make sure you visit my website, www.ebonyrose.com, and visit the Work With Me tab. And you can go down to where it says the Build Up program, and you can schedule your free consultation with me this month so that we could get you in for next month, so that we can start to make some things clearer for you. You know, if you're a business owner, if you are, a therapist, or if you, any of those areas where a lot of therapists, I've worked with some, and they did not have a social media presence. So, I help them with that, their website, all their social media platforms. And I've worked with a lot of people that have a good business, but a lot of people don't know about them on social media. So that's what I help with. I help you with your visibility. I help you with your confidence. I help you to show up for yourself. I help you to show up for your brand. And this is a big thing, being consistent. And sometimes people need that extra help. They need that push. They can't do it on their own. That's what I help with. I help give them strategy. I help, with all of the social media things. So reach out to me. I would be glad to help you. And if you've liked this video, please like and share and subscribe. And I will see you all tomorrow at 1 p.m.